What is going on, everyone? How are you guys doing today? My name is Ryan Williams, and we are back with our 8th episode of Market Mondays. All right, now I say this in every single Market Mondays video, but for those of you who are new to this channel, new to this series, Market Mondays is a weekly video series I put out where I show you exactly which stocks I'm buying for the week. See, I invest $100 every single week into the stock market, rain or shine, up or down. Now, unlike last week's episode, which was a handful of an episode, today's episode of Market Mondays is gonna be pretty straightforward. It's gonna be nice and easy. I only plan on buying one stock today. So with that said, it's probably gonna be, a relatively shorter episode, which is A-okay. And without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, so it is about 10 in the morning here in California, which means the market has been open for about 3.5 hours now. When I checked my portfolio earlier this morning, I was down a little bit, but first things first, let's open up Robinhood and see how we're sitting. Okay, so currently, guys, I'm down about $50 or about 0.6%, and that's okay. Just checking out all these other timelines here, it looks like, for the last 7 days, I'm still up over 1%. For the last month, I'm up about 6%. Last 3 months, up 12.25%, and for the last year, I am up a whopping 17.6%. When I checked my portfolio in the pre-market, I was actually up like $100 instead of being down, $54 right now. And when I looked for the last year to see where I was sitting, I was up just over 19%, which is the highest my portfolio has ever been. It was really good to see. And real quick, guys, one of the good things about investing in dividend stocks is no matter if your portfolio's up, no matter if it's down, you're still gonna be making money, you're still gonna be generating some income and cash flow from the dividends of the stocks that you own. And that's gonna be the case as long as those companies keep paying those dividends. So, like I said, no matter if you're up or you're down for the day, it's okay, don't stress about it too much. In fact, some might argue it's better if you're consistently down because it means you can buy more stocks with the dividends you're paid. Obviously, it's cool to see your stocks appreciate, but even if you have some down days or some down months or down years, it's okay because you're still getting that cash flow, and that's what's important here. So anyway, with that said, let's move on. Let's go buy some OHI. OHI is currently sitting at $37.71 per share, and I currently have 5.17 shares. So after today's purchase, that 5.17 shares should go up to maybe about 7.5 shares. That's kind of my guess if we're investing $100 into it. And real quick, the reason that I'm spending all my money on this stock today is because OHI is my smallest position in my portfolio. I only have about 2.25% of my portfolio in OHI. I want to bump that up a little bit. It's a great dividend paying stock and it pays a really high dividend. So spending $100 on it today, I should see my, dividend yield go up as well as my annual dividend income. Both of those should go up pretty well today after buying these. So now, guys, let's buy this stock. So I'm gonna hit trade, buy, $100, review, and swipe up. It is that easy. So that got us about 2.65 shares of OHI. And I actually was a little bit low, so I thought I'd be sitting at about 7.5 shares, but we're actually closer to 8 with 7.82 shares. I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not upset about that. So anyway, nice and easy, guys. Let's move on to the next step. All right, guys, moving on to step 2. Now that we have bought $100 worth of OHI, I need to go into trackyourdividends.com and make some updates to see how the changes reflect my dividend yield and annual income. This is something I do every week immediately after buying stocks. I like to stay up to date and see how I'm yielding and how much money I have coming in. And real quick, for those of you who are not familiar with trackyourdividends.com, it is a free online platform. There is a paid version, but I use the free version. Anyway, it's a free online platform that you can use to essentially track your dividends. So you can input your portfolio the same way that you have it on Robinhood or whatever brokerage you're using, and it will tell you what your dividend yield is, how much money you're making every year from dividends, and it can also tell you some really cool other things like how well your portfolio is diversified, what the future value of your portfolio might be, and there's also a really nifty dividend calculator on here that can help you predict what your portfolio might be worth if you were to, invest a certain amount of dollars, starting with this amount. You can put in a few different metrics, and then it will tell you essentially your portfolio value after a given number of years. Super cool tool. I play with it a lot, actually, and it's actually pretty motivating to see what your portfolio could be worth after 10, 20, 30 years of investing. So anyway, guys, enough rambling on my part. Let's do this thing. Before I make some adjustments real quick, my portfolio is currently yielding 3.98%. Yield on cost 4.32%, which is pretty solid, I think. And then my annual income is sitting at $342 from dividends every year. And obviously, guys, as I buy more stocks, my annual dividend income goes up. So part of the reason I like to do this and put it on video is just to compare week by week by week how my purchases are affecting my portfolio and its future value. So, and after I make these updates, I'm gonna make a prediction real quick. After these updates, I think my dividend yield will actually go up to be in the 4s. I think it'll be 4.06%, and I think my annual dividend income will go from $342 to $348. That's my guess. I'm actually gonna write these down because I will totally forget. Dividend yield is gonna go from 3.98% to 4.06%. And then my annual income is gonna go from $342 to, I think, $348, $6 more. So, all right, it's written down, it's right here. I don't know if you guys can see that at all, but it's right there, not cheating. And now let's go make these tweaks and see how it affects us. So OHI is down here, hit edit, and okay, erase this. I have 7.823262 shares of OHI at an average cost of $32.96 per share. Okay, now let's hit edit. And guys, I don't want to look yet. I'm gonna hold that there for now. So what did I say earlier? I said it would go from 3.98% to 4.06%. And my annual dividend income would go from $342 to $346. Let me just confirm. Okay, 3.98 to 4.06%, and then $342 to $348. And let's check it out. Okay, so I was a little low on the dividend yield, although I am happy to see that it's over 4%. And my annual income was actually pretty spot on. I was actually $1 lower than what it actually came to be, which is, I'm happy to be wrong in that case, as you guys can imagine. Cool, so, once again, guys, week after week, it's really good to see these numbers go up. And just with my portfolio in general, sorry, I'm about to ramble a little bit. With my portfolio in general, probably these last couple of months, maybe the last month or two, I'd say, I have really been trying to dial in my portfolio and make sure all the stocks that I'm holding are ones that I want to keep holding and buying into. So I've done a lot of maneuvering and shifting things around. But as of last week, I feel like my portfolio is in a great spot. I'm very happy with all of the stocks that I own. I don't feel like I have too many. I don't feel like I don't have enough as far as diversification goes. I don't really plan to buy any more stocks right now. There's some that I'm watching, but like I said, I'm pretty happy with how many stocks I'm holding. I feel like for how much I'm investing every single week and every single month, the number of different stocks that I have, I think is pretty ideal for that. So for now, I'm just gonna focus on, increasing my positions in all the stocks that I own, and probably rebalancing a little bit. So like I said, the reason that I bought so much OHI today and didn't buy any other stocks is because this one was my lowest position. So I want to bring that up, have everything be balanced a little better, because I have a few stocks like AT&T and Apple that I'm pretty heavily weighted on right now, like 7-8% of my portfolio, maybe even higher. But then I have others like OHI where it's only 2.5%. And so I'd like to bring that up and you know, hope everything can kind of come meet in the middle, maybe around 4, 5, 6% for each stock. I think this purchase is helping move in that direction. You know, next week and the weeks following, I'm probably gonna take a similar approach, but I need to go and see now, you know, what I need to bring up and maybe what I'm too weighted on, so. All right, my friends, well, that pretty much wraps up this episode of Market Mondays. You know, like I said, this one, there wasn't as much going on, not nearly as much going on in this week's episode as there was in last week's, and I'm gonna put that one up here again. If you guys haven't watched it, definitely take a look, because when it was all said and done, I ended up spending like $2,500 on stocks. Not $100 like I usually do, $2,500. I did a lot of selling and I did a lot of buying to make that happen, but it was a good episode. And with that said, I would love to hear from you guys on which stocks you're gonna be buying this week. Let me know in the comments below. I always love hearing what you guys are up to as well. And you know, when I read some of your comments, I actually get some really good ideas for stocks that I might wanna buy or at least look at. So yeah, let me know which stocks you guys are buying in the comments below. And if you haven't done so already, please give this video a big thumbs up. Hit that like button, guys. It truly does make a ginormous difference on the performance of these videos. And I know I'm very new to YouTube, but that's something that I'm noticing like right off the bat is the more likes, the more comments, the more overall engagement these videos can get, the more likely they are to be shown to other viewers and other people on YouTube, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, only helps with the growth of this channel, which I am working so hard to do. So if you guys wouldn't mind doing that one small thing for me or those couple small things, that would be huge. And you know, I would be forever indebted to you guys. So anyway, I will get out of your guys' hair. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys got something out of it. Anyway, I will see you in the next one. Okay, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.